Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the channel. So, I'm coming back with a new video as promised. I promised you guys Nasdaq, US30, and I'm going to be analyzing GERMAN30 also. So, someone asked me to analyze GERMAN30 as well. So, I decided, you know what, I might as well just analyze GERMAN30 as well. It's not a big problem for me. It's not a problem for, I don't know, for anyone, I guess. But then I'm going to start on the daily time frame, zoom out the charts and see what's actually happening in the market. I've never traded GERMAN30, and this is like, I have analyzed it before, but then this is like my first time analyzing it in a long time. So, of course, we have this area as our highest high. We did have a double top in a way there. I'm not going to waste time. I'm just going to analyze and move along because I also want to analyze US30 and Nasdaq. I'm avoiding uploading long videos. And also, guys, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on social media. It's Progressive Trading, Progressive_trading on Instagram, and that's about it. I don't have Twitter, I don't have Facebook, I don't have Telegram or any of those social media platforms. So, of course, with this market, as you can see, we are not going to trade it like any other market. It's kind of different from what I'm used to. So I'm going to put my nearest or my most recent high, because we're focusing on the current market structure. But then now I can have something like this also. Remember when I say, for me personally, I have two touches that make my trend line valid. So I have this one and I have this one, and now we are approaching this part of the trend line. So we're going to see what's going to be happening here when the market gets here. It might break, but it might not break also. So looking at this in terms of the support side of the trend line, it doesn't make sense. I don't think I should draw a trend line, but then if I was to, I would draw something like this, to cater for it and consider it as a false breakout in the market. Something right about this, but it's not necessary for me to have it. It's not a must, but I'll just leave it there. Now, scaling down to the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour time frame. Oh gosh, guys, can I please check my audio? Okay. In the 4-hour time frame, we have, what do we have? We have a corrective move that we have here. I don't know, maybe I can put my first touch here and my second touch there. Two lines are valid. Remember what I said. Two lines make my trend line valid, and then I have something like this side, right? So now what I'll be waiting for in this market is a third touch, and see, actually going to wait for the market to arrive to these areas to get to this area, and we'll get to know what's going to happen in the market later. We might impulsively break out, as you see right now. We are in an impulsive motion in the market. We can also like draw something like this to show that we broke out of this trend or this resistance area. We might come back to form support. So for me personally, looking at this, I'm already pro buys, right? I'm already looking into buys because we broke this resistance that we've been failing to break 1, 2, 3 times, and we broke it and we retested. We can just even, do it like this. It doesn't matter how you look at it, guys, but we broke and we retested this. But we're going to wait for another retest that is more accurate than this one hammer candle. Let's move to the 1-hour time frame. Guys, I have to do my mic mic check, mic check, mic check. I don't even know what they say. That's something that goes like that. Mic check, because I am having troubles with my mic. So looking at this, as you can see, we broke clean with an impulse move. Now, these are buyers that we're looking at. I'm looking if maybe we have a trend to form, but I don't think there is any trend that we can form right now. For this, in this instance, as you can see, this is what we have there. And here you see it's not making sense. It's not making sense whatsoever. So if it's not making sense, you stay away from it and let it be. But now, for me, this trend that I drew here for the support is going to be a sell confirmation for me. Now the market can move and play games, and do whatever it does, and buy. But then the moment it breaks this trend, that's when I know that okay, we're starting to look forward for sales in the market. But then for now, I'm still looking for buys. So what I might expect maybe something like a correction here that might play until here, and then we move, retest the trend for a third touch, and then we move to the upside. That's one thing that I might be looking for. Or if it's not going to be respecting the trend lines, I'll be looking for what? For a retest on this support, from support, and continue to the upside, And also, when we get to these areas, that's where I'm going to stay away from the market for a while and see what's going to happen, because we might sell or we might break out. And if we break out, we are headed to these parts of the market. So that's it for GERMAN30. I can't really say much about it, but then I will analyze it during the week and see maybe Tuesday after the Monday movement and see what's going to happen even further, break it down even further. But then for now, that's what I have for you guys. US30. Now, US30 was playing games last week. I didn't enter. I thought maybe when we got to these areas, we might sell, but we clearly broke. So I didn't have any entries last week. Now I'm waiting for it to play out, to play the way I'm thinking it might play. As you've seen, we have a bearish trend that we are in. So in the daily time frame, I feel like I'm wasting time now, so I'm going to just hurry it up. In the daily time frame, we have this setup that we have here that I had previously and I still have now. This is something that doesn't change, right? And we have these areas here. Something like this. And we have this zone here. We broke out of this one. So as I said while analyzing GERMAN30, I said that I'm pro buyers. For me right now with US30, I am also still looking forward for smaller yana buys that I think that might occur in this market. But I am going to be careful. You see, even as the US30 doesn't make sense when it comes to this trend line movement, so I might just like this, something like this, something like this. It doesn't matter anyway. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Yeah, the mic is working. So now we have something like this, right? Firstly, we thought we were going to sell when we get to this area because this is a strong zone, but we didn't. We broke the zone and we did retest. As you can see, this is what I'm waiting for GERMAN30. Actually, this is something that I'm waiting for. When it comes back like this, I'm entering my buys. I would enter my buys if I am actually going to trade it. For now, I don't know. I haven't made up my mind about it because I don't even know how its movement is. So now we have something like this. We have a trend like this. As you can see, 2 valid points that we've been working on. 2 valid points also here. So we have 1, 2 touches from the support side, and we have 2 touches from the resistance side. So now we also have to wait for the market and see what it's going to do when it gets to these areas, to this zone. Am I pro buy? For now, I'm not pro buy. Am I pro sell? For now, I'm not pro sell also. when am I going to sell in this market? Well, the market is obviously going to move, come to these areas. The only time I'm going to start selling is when the market gives me something probably like this. Or, well, you know what, guys, I sometimes take risky trades. So I might put my sell limits or my sell stops around these areas and then go down with it. But then this is more of a safe entry analysis. So if the market bounces back, it's going to come back. Or it's not even going to test this green line, but then it's going to test what? The trend line. It's going to break, come back in and test the trend line and continue to the downside. But of course, it's going to play games before, and then come back, come back, go out, get people on the wrong side of the market, come back, and that's where we go. Right? So that's what I might be expecting from the market, or something like this here, this movement there, if it doesn't respect buys. And for buys, what I'm waiting for is, of course, at this point, we're impulsive, break, retest, and we'll be headed to these areas. This is where we'll be headed for our buys. So this is my analysis for Monday, for Nasdaq, for USDT. So Monday is Monday is the day where the market is going to tell us what's happening, because we are not controlling the market. Remember, guys, the market is doing what it wants to do. And right now it's in the middle of nowhere, but close to the trend line. So if it does retrace here, this is the third touch and it has the highest probability we'll be selling and until maybe these areas here. Yeah, until these areas or this 90% rule. So until these areas, remember. So that's what we have. Let me just put my thing, because I believe that, you know what, this market is still, we are in a bearish movement, guys. Right now, America is in a recession and all of those things. Considering all the market, you know, this is what we are expecting probably until these areas, but then this is going to be where we take our profits. So this is what I have for USDT for now. Unless the market changes on Monday, then I'll have something different. All right, so let's go into Nasdaq. Nasdaq also same story. I thought maybe we'll be selling, but now that's the thing. And now I used to correlate Nasdaq with USDT, but I'm not doing that anymore because clearly it doesn't end well sometimes, but then sometimes it does work. But now I'm going to analyze Nasdaq for what it is, and I'm going to analyze USDT for what it is, right? Because there's no need for me to, well, let me just put my highest. This is my highest high currently, and we are at our highest high. So the market is at a good place for some people and bad place for some people, because this is where a lot of people make a lot of mistakes, guys. When you don't understand what you're doing, you will say, okay, the market closed above. You start buying and then goes back in. Or some people were like, the market is going to sell stops here, sell stops here. It goes down, retests and comes back up. This is where the market makes a lot of money from people. So that's why sometimes I don't like trading when the market is at a key area. Maybe wait for something like, we see this is a key area, but then it did give us a correction. So here, when you scale down to the lower time frames, this is a correction. So that's where you can enter. This is like safe in a way. But then moving right along, we are in a very sketchy place in the market. Some people are excited, some people are going to lose money. I might also lose money here. I don't know. Only the market knows. And losses are part of the game, guys. Losses are part of the game. So you need to be prepared to make losses. But do not just make losses because losses are part of the game. No. Take calculated risks and educated risks. Don't just risk because you have money in your account and losses are part of the game, then that way you're not going to make it as a trader. So here, when the market was playing around here, guys, I thought maybe this market is going to give us a double top and continue to the downside, like right here and right there. So you had double tops, and I was like, okay, it's doing what it has been doing previously, but then it broke out, and we had sales. Now scaling down to the 4-hour time frame. Mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. I think the mic is working. Now I'm going to move this. I think we all understand where we are in the market now. So we have this line, we have this line, we have this trend line that I'm going to draw like this. Like this, right? Clearly you have 1 2 3. That's all we impulsively bought in this market. And here with this one, it doesn't really make sense, but this is what we have. Right. Now, what are the odds of us actually getting to these areas? The odds are quite high. The odds are quite high. Quite high, guys. The odds are quite high, quite definitely high. Because we also have this area here in the market. So I'm going to mark the zone. We are in the 4-hour time frame, by the way. I'm going to mark the zone. Let's say, you know what, this area is where the market is going to give us a retest. If the market doesn't get to these areas, this is where we're turning, like 2 areas, 1 and 2. This is what we might have here. Break. No, actually, I'm like this. We might have this retest, come back up, break back in, something like, this is me forecasting, guys. I'm not saying this is what the market is going to do. Or we might have something like this. Now I'm looking at, like we might have something like this, continuation to the upside, or even not there, but here, right? So we need to wait for it because this is an impulse move. So me right now, I'm saying the market might break this area. I'm saying it's going to break these areas, considering my trend. Going to so, and we might break back in. Of course, these are going to be our first TPs. Well, these are not going to be our first TPs. Might be these. You have a lot of areas where you might take your TPs. These, and finally these areas here. Because maybe here we might be building a double top. I know it might not seem like it's a double top, but this is something that I'm seeing as a double top. So watch out for this movement. Might come back. So how am I going to enter? Now let's say the market doesn't come to these areas, right? It ends up here. I'm going to wait for it to come. Let me use this. Come back, retest. This is where I'm entering. Oh my God, I forget how to use this sometimes. This is how I'm entering. If the market doesn't get to these areas, this is where I'm entering, guys. Simple, straight to the point, and these are my TPs probably. But then when the market gets to these areas, you need to consider taking out your profits also, or closing or locking profits in. Don't just let it slide saying, you know what, I'm going to take my profits here. No, lock in some profits as the market is moving to the downside. So guys, that's it for me for today. So also, as I've said, Mondays are our biggest NDABA, or markets are Mondays are our gossip days. By gossip, I mean that's where the market is going to tell us the news. It's going to tell us what's happening. It's going to spill the tea for us. If the market is buying, then, well, it's going to spill the tea. And if the market is selling, then Monday is going to spill the tea. So, guys, please like, comment, share information if you feel like these videos are helping you out. And also, if you maybe want me to analyze something for you guys, hey, so thank you guys for your time, and I'll be